and be ye separate, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem HaKakwadash. And this is from 2 Corinthians 6 verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say a few words and I'll come up to the 14th verse of the same chapter. Basically what this is saying and these precepts are saying, if you have this truth, if the Most High open your eyes to this truth, your job is to go out there on the highways and the byways, do the sit downs to bring others into this truth. Now the scriptures tell you clearly that if you teach someone that you see they can't get it, you got to leave them alone. You got to put them to the side and don't give that person your number. If you're out there on the highways and the byways and that person comes up to listen to you and he's not right, then you got to move on to someplace else. That's in Matthew's, the 10th chapter. It's about shaking the dust. The Lord said, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go not to the Gentiles, neither any city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Then it speaks about bringing your peace. If they don't accept your peace, you take your peace back and you shake the dust off your feet among Israelites. See, our job is not to constantly go to somebody and try to make them see it. If they can't see it, leave them alone. And the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, paraphrasing, if you find them ignorant, let them remain ignorant. I'm just merely paraphrasing. Now with this thing, recently as of last night, today's date is August 18, 2021, the year of the hastening of the coming of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And he may very well come in 2022, because Esau is showing his horns. Esau is fulfilling, speaking as a dragon pursuant to Revelation, the 13th chapter. Esau is fulfilling Revelation 12 verse 12. But I'm not dealing with Esau right now. I'm dealing with Jake that can't understand this truth. You're not to be with them. You're not to go on Sarnetta's show. Dealing with individuals like Captain Tazariak. You have no business being cool with this guy Sarnetta or any of them. You have no business sitting down there dialogue with them. They're enemies of the truth. They're enemies of the truth. So why would you sit down with a bunch of enemies? Anybody that says that Israel, there's no such thing as Israel, there's no such thing as Edom, they write a book debunking everything that we teach, they're enemies, man. They do videos on it. Now you have this guy, he calls himself Brother Polite. The breaking news as of last night, he allegedly committed a sexual act with a underage woman in Florida, Dade County. So, everybody's thinking about Polite. Everybody's going to various social media to see the news of Polite, whether there's actual paperwork on Polite. And if he found guilty, he's gonna be locked up. He gonna do some time, and his empire is gonna break down. And this is the guy that came to us in peace, saluting us, wishing us well, but asking a question to call himself setting us up concerning the rape doctrine. And he had that debate with Captain Tazariak, and he showed us actually making a statement, and you had Jake cursing us out. I'm talking about GMS. So now, this accusation that he brought against us is coming on him now. Whether it's true or not, I'm not going to jump to conclusions. A lot of y'all are emotion. You want this man to be guilty. Anyway, all the more reason not to be with these, this situation, whatever comes of it. This is just one more reason not for you to be in company with these heathen, with these deceivers, with these unbelievers, with these infidels. This is not a game. This is not a spectator sport. If you believe that you're a man of the Lord, you're supposed to do what the Lord, the Most High, said do. Not be hanging out with people that are not of like mind. Anyway, let me start reading from the 14th verse. 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. What is an unbeliever? It's referring to an Israelite that doesn't believe. You should not be around them. The Most High is separating the true believers from the people that's going to be marked for death. And the Most High is going to bring death to these people. These people that are taking the jab, which are going to be the same people that's going to take the charagma, and they're going to be destroyed. Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, the Most High said to Ezekiel, eat this roll and go and teach the children of the sons of Israel. That means eat the whole book. Don't spit out nothing. Don't leave nothing on the plate. Eat the whole book. And then once you eat it, go out and teach. Part of the teaching or part of the role is the charagma. And you're supposed to teach it the right way. It says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness? And we represent the righteous. We are the righteous with unrighteous. Now, any of those people that I mentioned, Polite, Sarnetta, and those people in the so-called conscious community, which is nothing but confusion, because they each have their take on what is conscious. So that's nothing but confusion. And what you do is confuse the people. And when you have an Israelite in the mix, people are going to look at it as, oh, that's just another religion lined up with the conscious community. That's just another piece of the consciousness community. We're not a part of no motherfucking conscious community, man. Fuck the conscious community. The Most High is going to kill everybody in the so-called conscious community. The unrighteous are them. Those people. Jake that goes to church. The hell with these niggas that go to church. The hell with a goddamn Geno Jennings. and T.D. Jakes. And these Israelites out there that's confusing the people with their own private interpretations. It says, and what commune have light with darkness? We represent the light, they represent the darkness. Why are you going to be in the same room with somebody that is of darkness? Why would you sit down and say peace to them? Let's look up the word commune.
Strong's G 2842. Koinonia. Koinonia.
Koinonia. Fellowship, association, community, commune, joint participation, intercourse. The share which one has in anything, participation, intercourse, fellowship, intimacy. You're friendly with that person. You cool with that. You shouldn't be cool with anybody in that community. The right hand as a sign and pledge of fellowship and fulfilling the apostolic office, a gift jointly contributed, a collection, a contribution as exhibiting an embodiment and proof of fellowship. So Captain Tazariak, you going off. Any of you that preach Dunyala, you going off. Any of you that deal with these people, you have no business dealing with these people. You are not to have fellowship with these people. '14th verse again. And what commune have light with darkness? We supposed to represent the light. They represent the darkness. They bring confusion. They bring wickedness. They are enemies to the Lord. And what concord have the Messiah with Belial, which is the devil, which is anything evil, the unrighteous, the wicked. And you have Jakes that are wicked as well. It tells you that in Ezekiel 3, Ezekiel 18, Ezekiel 33. Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? The word infidel means an unbeliever. And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? We represent the temple of the Most High. They represent idols of wickedness. For ye are the temple of the living power, as the Most High have said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Now the people of the Most High are the Israelites, but it starts with the elect. '17th verse. Wherefore come out from among them. If you were a part of them, you're not to deal with them, man. When Sarnetta and Polite came down to 34th Street back in 2013, they came saluting us with peace, but then they wound up using what we said against us. And now it backfired on Polite. Like I said, allegedly, if he did this. Because if he actually did this, and there's semen on the woman's clothes or any evidence, and she confesses and the mother says yes, they went together, he gonna get locked up. They gonna lock him down. Everything that he worked for is gonna turn into shit. So for his sake, he better hope everything works out. It said, wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate. And Captain Tazarek, you shouldn't even be in the ISUPK. You shouldn't even be around under Yohana. That's why you took the jab, according to what you said. Saith Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing. These people are unclean, and I will receive you. 18th verse. And will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith Yahweh Almighty. Bear me for a minute. I got a list I put together. It's a big list. I don't want to read all these precepts, but bear me for a minute. Okay, I believe I got it. This precept jumped out at me, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. St. John 8 verse. St. John, the 8th chapter, that whole chapter this is a powerful chapter. Basically, it was our Lord going head to head with these wicked scribes and Pharisees. And in this chapter, he condemned them. He separated himself from them. He saw them as the enemy. Anyway, it says here in the 47th verse, but you know what? Let me start at the 44th verse. I'll start at the 43rd. Like I said, this whole chapter is this is a powerful chapter. John, the 8th chapter. It said, why do ye not understand my speech? This is the Lord speaking. Even because ye cannot hear my word. This is why when you go on Sarnetta's studio, his show, and you tell him something, he'll say he believes, he's a Hebrew, but then he'll come against you to say that next week he's talking shit about the whole Israel thing, and mainly GMS. It said, ye of your father the devil. And who is he talking about right here? He ain't talking about Esau. He ain't talking to Esau. He wasn't going back and forth with the Romans. He was going back and forth with wicked ass Israelites. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. And the reason why you jakes out there can't get it, because there's no truth in you. The Most High hadn't opened up your eyes pursuant to Isaiah the 6th chapter. There's a spirit that's keeping you from seeing this truth. There's a spirit that's keeping you from your eyes being open. So if you don't have this truth, if you don't have this mark, which is the Thawa, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, you are going to be put to death. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. So we've been when Sonetta and Polite came down at 34th Street and asked us about the rape thing, we told them the truth. And from their actions, they didn't believe it. It says, which of you convinceth me, of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me? Everything that great millstone has been saying is the truth. And this is the point right here. This is the verse that jumped out at me. He that is of the Most High heareth the Most High's words. Where do you find the Most High's words? In the scriptures. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of the Most High. Let me see if I can get another precept out of this. Okay, let's try this one. Ephesians 4 verse 18. I'll start from the 11th verse. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edification of the body of Yahushua. You notice it's one body. One body. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahushua. So this unity camp thing, a true unity camp, would be one camp. You wouldn't have different groups coming together, because they all have different philosophies or different opinions of the scriptures. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. You got a lot of people that come on GMS on the comment board and they'll ask like an off question, and you click on them and you realize they're watching IUIC videos, they're watching ISUPK videos, they're watching GMS videos, they're watching all kind of HODC videos. So you know the man is completely confused and lost. And that's why he asked that question. So you got to leave a man like that alone, or a woman. By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. These guys are deceivers. When they say the charagma is something other than what we say it is, they're deceiving you, whether they know it or not. 15th verse, but speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even the Messiah, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted. But when you have a bunch of camps come together and they have different interpretations of different breakdowns of scriptures, they're not fitly joined together. They're not compacted. That's confusion. That's wickedness. By that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part, maketh increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. This I say therefore, and testify in the Most High, the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, Gentiles meaning Israelites in a Gentile state of mind, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of the Most High through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. Let me see if I can find one more precept from this list. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, let me go to this one here, then I'll close. This is Revelation 21:8. But the fearful, now you're being confronted with the jab and then ultimately the charagma, and people are wondering, oh, I'm going to lose my job, I can't go shopping. Well, that's a fear, and they wind up taking it. Well, that's a man full of fear, or a woman full of fear, that does not believe. It says, and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers. You got jakes that are into witchcraft in many forms, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So who's going to suffer the second death? The wicked, Esau, these other nations, and 2/3 of our people. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.